Northern Static Series.
Northern Static Series
On CFUR 88.7 FM.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening to our Northern Static Series here on CFUR. My name is Grace. We are broadcasting from the traditional unceded territory of the Lheidli T'enneh Nation. You can find us online at www.cfur.ca. This project is made possible by the Community Radio Fund of Canada. On this episode of our Northern Static Series, we have a special guest, Bug Riot. Bug Riot is a local artist who blends punk, folk, and metal into something meaningful, raw, and real, channeling emotions, life's chaos and challenges into music. Beyond music, they are passionate about lifting others up and creating and protecting spaces for artists to thrive. Bug Riot can shred on stage, but also create a very warm, soft environment with their tones. They've been a rising star in the Prince George music scene for a few years now and is making waves in our local music scene. Bug Riot, welcome to Northern Static Series.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. That was such a wonderful introduction.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you for being here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful today. I woke up very excited for this, got ready, came here, still doing it.
Me too. This is my first time doing the interview portion, and I'm so excited that it's with you. It'll be awesome. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm from Prince George, Lheidli T'enneh Nation. I've always loved to sing. I've loved music and just singing along and having the joy that it brings me. And I started learning guitar probably about 10 years ago so I could write my own songs. And then from then I've just kept growing a little bit, and I've taken every single opportunity that's been offered to me. And somehow it's just working. It's just seeming to work, and I'm here, and I'm just going to keep making music.
That is awesome. Yeah, you are out there. I've seen you out there like so much recently. I feel like I see posters all the time around town with your name on it, which is super, super cool. I see you doing shows all the time, which is so awesome. I think you're doing a really great job. So what first sparked your passion for music?
It was just the art of creating a song and have it be so meaningful. I remember listening to Ariel, the Little Mermaid, when I was younger, and when Ariel would sing, something would light up inside of me, and I could feel that emotion in such a strong way, and I wanted to sing those songs. Even if they were sad songs, I just loved singing them. They didn't make me sad. They made me feel something bigger than myself, something grand. And I still find that in a lot of ways. I listen to musicians like Florence and the Machine or Meatloaf or Queen, and they're very grand in their theatrics. They take the ideas of like mundane, everyday subjects that are in their head, and they make them into these beautiful stories. And I've always loved that. So it's very exciting to be able to do that with my own mundane life and make it grand and exciting through my songs.
Yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful story. I really love that story. And it's really cool how like music can create so much like emotion, and it's a really beautiful thing. I can definitely agree with you on that one. So you kind of just mentioned some of your musical influences growing up, but do you think any of those influences affected your current sound?
My current sound is pretty untouched by other influences. It has always been the same as I write. It's just spills out of me. So there's not even any time to think of other examples of sounds because it's just coming right out. I only have one song I've ever written where I was like, I want to be inspired by Florence and write in the way that she writes and sing very melodically and drawn out and with different depths of quiet and loud. So I did write one song with that in my mind intentionally, just because it started similar. And then it kind of branches out after that. But for me, my music is 99% me, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. So how would you describe your music style to folks that haven't heard you play?
I would say it is honest, unique, and it's like a blend. It's a blend of a lot of genres. And it's not something that is meant to be taken like seriously. I don't want people to be digging into the lyrics looking for specificities, because you're not going to find it. It's all over. So I just want people to be able to really just hear it and take it as it is, and then go on and do what they do. Because I feel like, at least from artists I've heard, I haven't quite heard someone that sounds like me, so it's hard to describe. It's more of an experience at this point in time.
That's a good answer. I mean, like, I feel like that's also a beautiful thing about being an artist, is like, you're just you. That's all that really matters. And like, it's a expression of emotion and whatever you want it to be. And that's all that matters, which is one of my favorite things about music, I think, as well. So the name Bug Riot comes from the intense emotions you feel, whether that's joy or rage or whatever emotion it might be. It can feel like a riot of emotions, which I thought was a really cool way to explain it. Where does the other half Bug come from?
Bug has been my chosen name for probably the last 4 years. As soon as I moved away from Prince George for a minute there, I went to Nanaimo, and I just shed my old name, and I chose that one. I had a friend that had called me Love Bug before, and when I heard that, I really connected with the bug, and so I just kept it. That made me happy, and it felt right, and that will be my name forever.
Aw, that's cool. I like it. Did you also do music in Nanaimo?
I did. I did a lot of open mics, just open mics at the Vault, but I would write new songs weekly for that, and it was a very creative time in my life, despite me being so mentally unwell. I was still able to pick up my guitar and write some songs and get out there to the open mic. And without that, I probably would have sunk into a really dark place.
Yeah, open mics are awesome. Yeah. What was it like getting into the Prince George music community when you first started out as a musician?
When I first started, I never saw myself as a musician or in the same spot as all the bands we have performing. I was just doing open mics for fun and to grow in my own practice. And then somebody asked me to do a show, and I was like, wait, what? Like, we're the same? I can do that? So it wasn't until there was other musicians in the scene who told me that I was a musician that I believed it. So I only did open mics here for probably about 4 or 5 months before I got my first show. And it was just, they welcomed me so wonderfully. And I think open mics are really great for that. You can learn from so many different people, and they all want to help you. Everybody wants you to do your best and for you to be happy with what you have done.
Yeah, I think Prince George does a great job at all the open mics that they do. And we're fortunate to live in such a wonderful music community. Yeah. What's something that you think Prince George's music community does really well at? And what is something that you hope to see improve in the future?
I think we can be collaborative, especially with shows like, for instance, the Black Sabbath show recently. That they got so many bands together, playing together, and it was all done by the musicians. So we are very capable of, if we put our minds to it, we can really do a lot. And that excites me. One thing that I would want us to work on more, maybe trying to interact with each other a little bit more. So we're not just colleagues, and we can be friends more so in a way. But I'm also on kind of out on the outside, just entering. So I'm sure with time, we'll all mend together.
Yeah, I completely understand what you mean. I think it is really cool to see how, like, even all, like, the metal scene, I feel like everyone's always doing shows together and, like, inviting each other to do their own shows, which I've been, like, noticing a lot more, which is really cool, like, all these different bands and artists playing together. And it's just cool to be able to see, like, all these different bands together. I feel like our music community, I would love to see just, like, more artists hang out, like, in their free time, just for fun. I don't know. I feel like
I want more of them in the park, sitting in the grass, playing songs.
You play acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass guitar. What kind of direction are you most looking forward to progressing in with your instruments?
With my instruments, I've kind of been fighting with my instruments a little bit recently. I've gone back to just acoustic for now, so I don't have to mess with pedals and amp and everything. I can just plug it in and go, hopefully, because that's what makes me happier than dealing with that. And that's most important for me to continue, is making sure I have joy. I'm just doing what I can with guitar while it's still being fun. But ideally, down the line, I would want to just do vocals, or possibly do vocals and have a hand drum or silly little instruments that I can go through and disperse. But I feel a lot of pressure when I'm playing an actual full instrument, because sometimes I get really excited in my song and then I'll completely lose the melody on guitar, and then I completely lose the melody in my voice, and I have to just recenter and start again. But that's just time, years of just playing songs I love, and it'll get better.
Yeah. So vocals is your main
Yes.
thing. Yeah. The guitar pedal world is a scary world. There's, like, so much going on in that world.
Yeah.
It can totally be overwhelming. But you sound really great with, like, just an acoustic guitar.
Thank you.
I like how, like, when you're playing the acoustic guitar, I don't know, it just, like, you're like, it's cool how your voice blends so well with the acoustic guitar. Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really great. So you display a lot of emotion when you're performing live, and I'm curious, how do you balance vulnerability and strength when performing personal material?
That's a good question. I feel like it doesn't bother me as much as it should, because I really am just opening my heart and spewing it out to all these people. But I know that I'm not a bad person, so there's nothing that they should be like judging or attacking for. So it really feels nice for me to be able to share, because I think of the people who might feel the same, and they'll hear me sing and they'll feel heard and, like, comforted and not alone. So I'm really thinking I'm sharing these things to help not only me, but anybody else in the room that it might be helpful to hear this.
Yeah, I think, like, the times that I've seen you play, I think it's just really cool to just, like, it just feels, like, honest, and it just feels touching. I don't know. I love it. Yeah. Do you have a show or experience, maybe a moment that really felt like a breakthrough for you as a musician?
I would say my very first show, I got that one because I was doing a basement show first. And that was my very first thing above an open mic, was the basement show. And at that basement show, musician Alex from Infectious missed my set and caught me on the way out and asked me to play some songs for him in the front lawn. So I played a song in my acoustic, and he was like, "Cool, do you want to play a set in 5 days at our show?" And I'm like, yes, I do. So I practiced so hard for that week, and I did it, and I messed up. I cried on stage. I did all, like, but no, it didn't matter. Nothing. It didn't matter. Everybody loved it. They were screaming, like, everyone was happy, and I had this opportunity, and I started to take myself seriously. I never thought I would be a musician. Like, that was just out of the reach. Didn't even fathom it. It wasn't going to happen. But after that show, that I could see, like, my dreams kind of opening up.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a cool story. I love that it all started on a lawn. That's awesome. I saw your band at Savathon, which was really cool. What difference does it make having a band? Do you feel like your energy comes off differently when you're playing with a band as opposed to solo?
I definitely feel more energy, especially with that drum beat. You can get that beat in there, and it brings it up for sure. Because with me, I can have my own beat. I can try, but you can't really escape from how touching the words are sometimes. So you're just kind of like sitting there being like, wow. But with a band, you might be dancing. You might, it'll be a different thing. And I love just singing. I love to be able to dance and sing and run around. So I would bring a different energy that way. I'd probably be able to try and bring everybody else up with me instead of just kind of being shocked what they're hearing.
It's hard to like move around when you're holding a big guitar and you're trying to sing at the same time. Like the energy was really great at Savathon. I thought like you guys did a really good job like uplifting the crowd. Everyone was dancing. I had so much fun watching you guys.
That was I'm so happy I got to do that performance.
Yeah, it was so cool. So I've seen some videos on your Instagram of you roller skating and dancing and drawing. You got lots of art under your belt going on. How do you balance all the creative projects that you do and make time for them all?
Well, at this point, music's kind of engulfed it, but I'm okay with that. It's good for me to have something creative just spewing out of me. I don't have to sit down and force myself to do it, because oftentimes it would come out of a place of self-hatred, like you're not doing enough. You have to produce something of material. So I would do a drawing, and then I'd feel proud of it, but it started not from a good place. But with songs, even if it starts not in a good place, it's very healing because it comes out of me. It takes that negativeness and it gets rid of it. But when I'm doing like drawing or making a skate video, it might not get rid of it. It just forces me to produce something. Yeah. Music is the main thing for you that gets the feelings out. Yeah. It's really just so much more natural than anything else.
Yeah. Do you remember a moment when music helped you understand something about yourself?
Often when I sit down to write a song, I'll have no ideas. I'll just write some chords, and then words will just start coming out. And I'm like, what? I was feeling like that. Specifically with Learn Something, the song starts, I'm in love with the feeling of falling in love. I was just going to write about the feeling of falling in love.
Yeah.
And now I like that. And then I started singing, and it's about educational trauma. And I did not know that was affecting me so deeply.
Yeah.
But after singing that song, I could name those emotions. I know exactly what that feeling is. I know exactly why I have this like self-deprecation. It's because of how my experience was with education. And so writing this song, I was able to name that and like kind of work on that piece of me that's hurting.
So what are some hopes and dreams that you have for yourself as a musician in the next year or so?
In the next year, it would be very lovely to record my music. Probably, I would love to do it with the band.
Yeah,
So we could have some just more dynamics in there. And I also just want to record all of my songs, the whole vault, and I'm putting those up onto YouTube, just like in my basement, playing them. So, because I don't want to forget these songs, because I want to write more in the next year, and I can't write more without saving those songs, having them done.
You gotta have them so that when you look back in a year, you're not like, oh.
Where'd that song go?
That's exciting. I would love to add your music to my playlist. Yeah, that's really exciting. When you songwrite, do you get like an emotion or idea that usually kicks off the songwriting, or is it something else that gives you the idea like, oh, I'm gonna write about this now?
I think it's different for every single song. Yeah. Sometimes I need to write. There is something in my head that needs to come out. And I will write a whole song in like 3 minutes. And I'm like, done, beautiful, perfect. Other times,
Wow.
I will write some chords. I don't have any words, and I'm just like, really, they're not coming out. And then I'll let it sit, and I'll come back to it the next day. It's rare that I come to a song with an idea in my head, unless I'm at work. When I'm at work, I work at a coffee shop, and sometimes it just gets to me. Just the social interaction, and so something specifically happens, I'll just take my notebook out and I'll just write a little song, help a customer, make a coffee, eat a sandwich,
I love that.
Go back.
I did see that one song on your Instagram that you wrote about like when you were working and like an experience that you had at work. I thought that was cool. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, because if I don't, I'm just going to be thinking about it all day, thinking, what can I do about this? But when I write a song, I'm doing something about it.
Exactly. It's better to get it out of you than to let it ruin your day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really, really cool. So when you experience like writer's block, if that's ever happened, what are some things you do to push through?
I really would just walk away.
Yeah?
I would, walk away and come back to it. I do that kind of with everything I do with drawings. Even if I'm like loving it, I get up and I walk away, and then I come back and I finish it. Sometimes it's just not working, and it would be kind of worse if you made yourself do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just save that energy.
Totally.
Till the next day.
It's like when you're like doing a test and you're stuck on an answer. Yeah, sometimes it's better just to move on and instead of dwelling on it, which can make it harder.
Yeah.
How do you know when a song is finished when you're writing?
Some songs, if it's like a simple song and I know I don't want to add any more guitar, this is what it is. That's just where I end it. I know I can feel it.
Yeah.
But a lot of my songs, they're finished for now because they are as good as I am at this current moment.
Yeah.
But when I evolve and improve, I would want to bring that song with me. And if I were to do it with a band, I would want different things to be changed. So those songs, I can never fully say that song is finished.
Yeah.
Because I see things in my brain, but right now I can't work on it. So it's just like, it's resting.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about music is it's all yours and you can do whatever you like. You can come back to it in 5 years and you can be like, oh, now I have a different take on whatever you're writing about or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. What to you in the process of songwriting is the most vulnerable part?
Just the authenticity of what I'm saying. Because I tend to be a very literal writer. Literal. Sometimes it's metaphorical, but a lot of times it is just exactly what has happened, exactly how I feel. And I haven't had anyone like address me afterwards with any of the things, so I don't have to realize that they're listening.
Yeah.
Because no one's really come up to me. But if I were to fully understand that all these people are listening to my secrets, it might get to me. So I just stay above it.
Yeah.
They're not listening. No.
I mean, you never know. Maybe people interpret it totally differently too.
Yeah, because then I would worry about that. I don't want that to happen. I just
can be good or bad, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a problem of if I start worrying, there's nowhere to stop. I'll think about every single little thing. So if I just don't worry at all, then we're good.
You're doing great. I think that's like one of my favorite things about when I see you perform is just like how like raw and real it feels. It just feels like you're you, which is really cool to see. Yeah, I think it's like inspiring. I feel like that's one thing that I love watching local music and like getting to watch people just be them and like passionate about who they are is one of the coolest things. Yeah, it's really awesome. What are some important topics and themes or emotions that you are passionate about portraying when you songwrite?
I enjoy talking about the pursuit of joy. That's in a lot of my songs. Like, I will get better. I will try. I will keep going. It's just this pursuit of just feeling okay, really. And that's what this is all about. Just doing what I can to feel okay and live this life with mental illness, living in this this world that's not great at times. What can I do to make myself want to live, essentially? Like, yeah, that's what it's all about, making your life worth living.
And spreading a little joy is a great way to do that.
Yeah.
What inspires you to continue to create music, and what fills your cup?
I would say the same, kind of building on the last question. I just need it to be happy in this life, even if it brings me struggles. Sometimes I don't want to get up and practice my whole set before work at 9 in the morning. Yeah, sure. Sometimes I don't. And sometimes I get too caught up and I'll only practice my set and I'll forget to have the joy in the music. So then I take a step back and I'm like, if you're not having fun, that something's wrong. Like, we gotta fix that. So I'll just play random covers. I'll just sing whatever I want, and I ground myself in the joy I have of it. And then I keep playing because I need it. I need it. If I don't do it, I'll lose expression. I'll lose my dream, basically, of doing something.
It's like a part of you. Who are some songwriters that inspire you?
Songwriters, I would definitely Florence. The way she writes, it's like a painting. She grabs from everywhere and just tries to make it as visual as possible. And I absolutely love that. It tells a story. It's just great. Same thing with Queen as well. They're very grand. They're a little more metaphorical, yet still being rooted in truth, I feel.
Yeah.
And they have just such a wide range of what they can do. As well. Like, it can be a love ballad to just like an edgy pop thing. And I love everywhere in between. So there's artists that just have such a unique and vast sound. I love.
Yeah, both are very, very cool. I like how they're both just able to go from like completely different genres and still make something that sounds so amazing. So has your relationship with music and songwriting changed the way that you understand yourself? You kind of already touched on this a little bit, but
it does. It's given me that self-help tool to look inside and see what's wrong, because I would never know unless I just started singing and it pushed itself out of me. It gives me that almost like a meditative state where I'm not thinking, my brain is just working.
It's just all coming out. Yeah. If you could choose one song that you've written to share with the world that represents you, which would it be, and what do you hope the listeners understand from it?
I wrote a new song recently, and it's called Organism. And that song it's about how we as creatures have such high expectations on our lives. We can't just exist. That's not enough anymore. So it's just kind of about breaking that down and being like, why am I not enough? I'm just a plain, simple organism. Why do you want more from me? I just want to be good enough for me. That's what it's about, being good enough for yourself. Because we live in a world with social media and everything. The perception of others has really always been very crucial to just how we live our lives. So I really want to make my focus myself, making sure I'm good enough for me. I'm happy with who I am. So I like to talk about that in songs. I want other people to also love themselves.
I think we need more music in the world like that today. It's so important, especially like you said, with social media and all these things and society. I think like having people there to uplift you and write songs about things like that is really, really cool. Yeah. So I've just got one last question. What songs will you be sharing with us today, and what made you pick these songs?
Today I am singing Space Debris is the first song. Space Debris also has that idea of like we're just organisms that exist. So it's crazy we exist. What are we going to do with it? Like we could be doing something better than what we've done in our entire history line. Like, guys, get it together. So, I like that song that it's just branching on that idea that I've really been feeling recently. And the second song, Learn Something, is, I wrote that one when I just sit down to write, and it just spilled out of me. But that one's about educational trauma and how if we struggled being good enough in school, how it can make us feel for the rest of our lives, at least in my case. And I think a lot of other people might not notice that they have that trauma until they would hear the song, like how I did, and then they can connect and realize that their high standards are, it's not right. Like, we should just be able to be humans sometimes with no pressures. And and then the last song I played is Scare You. And I love Scare You. I chose it because I wanted to show it off to everyone. I wrote that song a few years ago in Nanaimo for an open mic around Halloween. And I just have kept playing it ever since because I love it so much. And it keeps evolving as I evolve, the vocals change. So it's always, I'm never quite sure what sound is going to come out when I sing it. I just hope it's okay.
It's ever changing.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. I think it's fun to write songs like that. Then you get to experience whatever is in that moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for gracing us with your company today on our Northern Static series on CFUR. We really appreciate you and the impact that you are making on the Prince George music community, and I'm excited to see you continuing to grow and getting to come to your future shows.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And stay tuned, listeners and viewers, for a live in-studio performance by Bug Riot at CFUR Studios. You can tune in anytime at 88.7 FM on the dial or listen live on cfur.ca/listen-live.
Just a collection of space, dust, and fear. We were created 1 in a trillion odds. Now we're burning it all down for self-driving cars and fascism. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Better than mine. We're all just space particles. Don't know what to do and what gives yours the right to tell mine what to do. Oh, 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 ooh, oh, oh, ooh, oh, oh, ooh, but if this life is precious, if this life is good, get your shit together. We're not misunderstood. We're living peacefully, just doing as we please. Couldn't care less about you. Why do you care about me? More numbers in their bank account. Is this really what we're gonna do instead? If we're gonna build anything, let's build something worth living for. If we're gonna do anything, let's do something worth loving for. If we're gonna build anything, let's build something worth living for. If we're gonna do anything, let's do something worth living. Something worth living. Something worth living. Something worth living. Something worth living for. Something worth living for. Something worth living for. Something worth living for. Something worth living. Thank you. The determination to improve my sanction. I wanna learn something today. I never felt like I had a picture of growing rain. All of the facts in the text that I read until dread information I don't know, 'cause I'm always focused on passing the next test. Was hardly ever good enough for you. That's why it's so hard to believe my best will be good enough for anyone, anything. But I think I'll finally learn how to see. Start with plant life and the bugs that I like, then move on to dinosaur facts like that they can regrow their teeth. Sometimes they eat rocks to grind up their leaves. Lunar moths are acoustically camouflaged. Did you know that spiders can fly? They use the hair on their feet to know when to leap behind the electrical currents in sky. I'm 23 and I'm learning new things. Maybe I'll finally know what to say when I go to parties, but probably not. I had a big, strong, growing rain. All of the facts in the text access, the next quiz, the next speech, next everything, everywhere. I'm out of air. My best was hardly ever good enough for you. Maybe that's why it's so hard to believe my best will be good enough for anyone, anything. And I think I'll finally learn how to play guitar. Bugs can be scary too. I wish I could scare you, but I'm too scared anything at all. I wish you ran away whenever I came close to you, 'cause bugs can be scary too, 'cause bugs can be scary too. Broken bones now apart. I carve my name into the side of your life. I carve your name into the side of my knife. I carve your name into the side of my life. Tell me I scare you, 'cause bugs can be scary too. Thank you.